Hi guys, welcome to the second ever episode of Sporty. Yay! I'm your host, Macy Fraser, and still really awkward, as you can see. Probably say and like and okay a bit more than I should, but just bear with me. Today we have on a very special guest. Her name is CLOE LACASSE. She's one of my beautiful teammates at the Utah Royals. CLOE is an absolute legend. A bit about her: she has a law degree, a minor in sociology and French. She's played at IBV in Iceland, Benfica in Portugal, Arsenal in the WSL, and obviously a current player at Utah in the NWSL. Above all, she is such a cool human, so authentic, can make the whole team laugh, and yeah. Oh, my favourite thing is she's a black belt. What can't this woman do? Okay. You can't laugh at me the whole time.
Sometimes.
This is my serious. I don't bring this self to training, do I?
Okay. Yes, you
this,
do.
This self is my
Okay, we're gonna
business.
be serious. There's a stain right there, though. Sorry.
That. Oh, you know what? I just think that's part of the place.
No, that's coffee. You see what I'm pointing at right there?
Yes, I look at it every day thinking I should do something about
That's
it.
fine. Let's leave
I
it.
don't. I knew you would point out something
Well,
like
just
that.
that right there. Look.
I see it every day.
Okay. Well, you see it every day. You don't clean it.
Well, maybe I will now.
No. Just
now that
keep
you
it.
yourself
it
have said
looks
that.
great.
Okay. Hi everyone, CLOE LACASSE. Woo! Okay, before we get into the thick of it with you, we start off every podcast with a fem fact.
Okay.
Today's fem fact is, well, it'll be interesting to see if you know this.
Okay.
6% of sports science research is done exclusively on females.
What's the question? Or that's just
No,
a fun fact?
That's the fun fact.
I believe that.
6% of sports science research.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. I feel like that's unfortunately true.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's fun though.
No.
That wasn't a fun fact.
Oh, no, it's fem. It's fem fact.
Fem.
Fem, like feminism.
Oh. Okay. I was like, not very fun, Macy, but okay.
It's definitely not fun.
Okay.
It's just like, raise some awareness.
A fem fact. Yes, got it.
Okay, and second question we do at the start is, what's your favourite tea? Considering this is sporty.
Probably matcha.
Matcha?
Yeah, just
nice.
matcha. I like chai tea too.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm not a big tea person, but
More of a coffee girl.
yeah, I'm a big coffee girl.
Okay.
But I could do a little matcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, so one thing I would love to know about you. Stop reading the book.
I'm not. I'm looking at you and I'm looking down.
Have you always been this calm?
Calm.
Yes.
Well, I think this is just me in my natural state.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't really thrive in chaos, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So we remain calm and steady. Neutral mindset.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
See what I did there?
Yes.
Good.
Okay, so you started off at Iowa, where you were the top point scorer in all 4 seasons.
When I left Canada, yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
went to the University of Iowa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How was that? How did you find university? And yeah.
I think when I was coming out, like out of the under 18 club scene in Canada, that was the thing to do, was to try to get a full scholarship in the States and go play for a good university. So I was happy to I thought that would actually be kind of the end. I was like, yeah, I get an education, I get to play soccer, that's fun, and then we'll call it there. But yeah, then more opportunities came, and
Wow.
now we're here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then did you go to Iceland straight away after university?
So after that, I applied for the draft in the NWSL, got drafted, but I decided I wanted to go to Europe.
Oh, wow.
I just wanted to do something different.
Yeah, cool.
Because I feel like back then, the university scene and the NWSL were kind of similar.
Right.
And the NWSL had just folded prior to that, so I was kind of like, this league isn't necessarily a safe place to be at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought going to Europe would be the best thing for me, and I think it worked out.
Yeah. Well, obviously it did.
Yeah, well, it went all right.
So humble. Okay, and then fast forward, you go to Iceland.
hmm So in Iceland, I played for this little club called IBV, and it was on this little island off the southern coast of Iceland.
Yes. Is it true you got a boat to games?
Yeah, you ferry to games.
Oh my goodness.
In like the most treacherous weather, like seasickness is gonna happen.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy, but I absolutely loved it. I kind of love that small town vibe, and I love that everyone knows each other. And yeah, considering the place that it was, the quality of football was actually very good.
Cool.
It was also a time that there wasn't as many opportunities for women's football, so there were good quality players coming through. But yeah, no, I absolutely love Iceland. Nothing but good things to say.
Yeah. Do you think it was like you found the good in all that chaos kind of in Iceland, where the league wasn't necessarily anything like the NWSL right now or other places?
Yeah, for me, it was cool just because it was my first professional opportunity, and like I didn't anticipate that happening. So even getting that chance and like getting paid to play was kind of mind-blowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't think of it like that. To me, it was just, this is my professional environment. I'm lucky to be here, and I'm lucky to have these resources. So yeah, it was a place to kind of grow and see what could happen next.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And then next club, Benfica?
Yeah.
That's where you kind of, you say that's your like heart club?
Yeah, that's definitely, that club holds a very special place in my heart. It was kind of like before getting the offer from Benfica, I was thinking about retiring, and I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I felt like my career I was like, okay, well, I've done everything that I thought I could do. And then that opportunity came, and I was like, oh my gosh, Benfica is such a massive club on the men's scene. And at the time, it was only the second year the women's club existed, but they were still doing such massive things. And yeah, I decided to go and give it a try, and that's kind of where things pivoted. And yeah, that's how I got seen by Canada, and that's how I ended up continuing to kind of, I'll say, climb a mountain.
Yeah. And your first cap with Canada came, how old were you?
I think I got invited at 27. Yeah, it wasn't long ago.
Holy.
I know. Yeah, it took a while, because I'm from a small town in Canada.
Yeah.
And in history, most of the Canadian players come from bigger cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and there's just more opportunity, there's more resources, and I think it was easier at the time to gamble on a player from a bigger city, knowing the kind of coaching they've had. You know what I mean?
That's really interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's also a cool thing about the new Canadian League is it's going to give more Canadian players like myself from smaller towns opportunities to be seen. So yeah, it was a journey, but we got there.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Then you make the move to Arsenal. What was it like receiving a contract from them, or like even getting the offer? Like, how did that even go down?
That was also very special, just because at the time, or still to this day, Arsenal is leading the charge for, I mean, the amount of fans they get at games, just the amount of awareness people are of the Arsenal Women's Football Club is spectacular. I mean, they're leading the charge, and I'd say all of those statistics. So it was really cool to get to go play in the WSL for such a massive club, such a historical club.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely a proud moment. It was cool. It was really special.
Why do you think they do so well with like the fans and getting people down?
I just think they kind of hopped on the women's football train from the start, and they got people to kind of be like, this is something that everyone should come and support. It doesn't matter if it's men or women's football. Arsenal Football Club is one. It's unified, and a lot of clubs don't do that. It's very separated, and they make sure that people know there's a difference, where at Arsenal it's not the case at all. Both teams are together. Men and women support each other. The facilities are all the same. I think it's those small things that have added up over the years that made the fans believe that, Arsenal Football Club is unified and it's one.
That's so cool.
No, it's special, for sure.
Other clubs, listen up.
Yeah, right? You heard it here.
Okay, what was it like scoring in front of all those fans, by the way? Like, when you signed for Utah and I saw
Yeah.
like they posted that celebration photo of you, I was like, that's so cool. Like,
Yeah, no, that was also it was cool. I won't forget it just because, I mean, who gets to say they scored at the Emirates? Not many people, right?
no.
And I think when it happened, I was just like, okay, we gotta celebrate because this is not something that happens
Heck
every
yeah.
day. And then it just so happened I turned towards the away fans and I was like, oh God. I would have much rather turned towards our fans, but it was just so exciting. I was like, all right, we'll do something a little fun. And that's how that kind of came about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does the celebration mean anything? Or was it just like
kind of like, ooh, we scored.
love it.
Yeah.
Who would you say on the Arsenal team was someone you really admired, someone who you kind of like looked up to, or
Yeah. I think on that team, the biggest trailblazer, everybody knows it, is Kim Little. But I mean, every name on that roster has achieved incredible things.
Crazy,
Yeah. And the girls are all so competitive, but also so supportive of one another, which makes it special. But Kim's been there the longest. She's done so much for the women's game that it's hard not to admire Kim, right? And she's a fantastic person to just sit down and talk to. So yeah, I think she's a special person.
Yeah, cool. And who do you say was your best mate on the team?
It was Sabrina at the time, the Canadian goalkeeper.
Oh, cool.
Still to this day.
Aw.
Yeah, no, Sabs and I are close, so it was cool to get to be at Arsenal with her at the same time.
Awesome. And then last year, you make the move to Utah.
Here we are. Yes.
Where you scored the first hat trick in Utah history. How was that?
Apparently, I didn't know that was the case till the next day, but
Yeah.
that was cool. I think it kind of came at a time that the fans needed it too. We were starting to progress so well too, and it was a little extra boost, I think, for all the people that were supporting this team throughout the hard times, and at that moment it was maybe the better times. So it was kind of cool to get to celebrate that with everybody and kind of give us an extra little win, we'll say.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to throw it back to...
Cool, we're going back now. Okay.
I'm sorry, this is just
That's
like
okay.
anywhere it goes. Growing up, you actually have a black belt.
I do.
How do you think...
We're really throwing it back.
Yeah. How do you think that when you were growing up kind of led into your football and like helped you be more of an athlete? Or
Yeah, I think just with Taekwondo and soccer, there's so many things that kind of correlate.
Yeah.
Like in terms of being agile, focusing on your balance. Even some Taekwondo moves are the same as soccer, just add a ball, like a roundhouse kick, it's the same. It's just there's a ball.
Yeah.
But also confidence, I think. At the time, I was such a little like tomboy, and I just wanted to do all the things that boys did.
Yeah, same.
So that's definitely why I was like, I need to do Taekwondo in case, because all the boys are like fighting and things. I need to be like ready.
That's why you started?
No, that's not why I started, but it was like an extra add-on. I started because I love Karate Kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and there was no karate in my hometown, so my dad's like, okay, well, let's put her in Taekwondo. She won't know the difference, which I really didn't. So Taekwondo's cooler, okay, so everybody knows. So that's kind of how I started. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And football, I kind of listened. You had two big brothers? One big brother. Did he kind of get you into football?
Yeah, so he definitely loved playing, and I was definitely like his little follower. I wouldn't leave him alone. He loved that. Just really loved when I hung out with him and his friends. I was definitely bullied, okay, as every little sister was.
Relatable.
Yeah, so soccer was kind of the only thing I could really go toe-to-toe with him. And I was like, okay, well, let's keep doing this because it's going well. And then eventually I started beating him, and then he ended up retiring because I don't think he loved it. His little sister was a little bit better. It's okay, brother. Brother Luke, it's okay. Yeah. But I think in women's football, there's so many female players that have older brothers. They all have that similar story, so it's kind of funny. Yeah. Exactly. There's such a correlation with it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's just from being bullied so much, and then you're like, I need to school him at one thing, and this is going to be the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you just grind that until you can wreck him.
Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of the only thing your parents let you do too, is like, okay, you can go beat him up out playing soccer because, you know, why not? Yeah. So you could slide tackle him, nobody cares.
Would you do that?
Oh yeah, it got
Did you ever
bad
make
out
him
there.
cry?
Oh, he made me cry more than I did not make him cry. He was more so making me cry. Love him, but here we are. Yeah. Did you make yours cry?
Absolutely not. I was the one crying.
Damn.
Damn it.
Yeah. We still have time.
Yeah, we do. Watch out, Luke.
Yeah.
My Luke and your Luke.
Oh my God, we both have Luke.
Yeah.
You don't know who's gonna take you on, Luke, but it's gonna be one of us.
Maybe we should
that's
swap.
funny.
And, like,
Yeah, we'll
try
see what. No, and then we'll swap back and see how it goes.
Okay.
That's funny.
What was the moment in your career where you were like, okay, wait, I can actually go play in these big leagues, or like where you found that confidence in yourself?
Yeah, I think when I thought, I'll say like my make it moment, we'll say.
Yeah.
It was probably in Champions League when we had qualified finally to be, it was the first time Benfica had qualified to be within the next phase, like the group stage. And I had scored some pretty nice goals that day, and I was like, okay, if we can hang with the best teams in Europe, then it kind of has, I mean, there's a place where belief kind of comes in at that point, like you've been doing something right.
Yeah.
So I'd say it was kind of, it was when Benfica made the group stage. I think that was pretty special for the club and for myself.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And more current question.
Huh?
More current question.
Okay.
You've recently stop laughing at me.
Go ahead.
You've recently torn your ACL.
It appears that I have, yes.
Yes. What has this ACL injury taught you?
Yeah, this is kind of like a new realization, to be honest. I think for me, it's been like a lot about perception. Like, I'm someone who absolutely hates playing the victim. I'm never going to play the victim just because I don't think that's how anyone should go about any, I'm going to say, serious injury at this point. But I think it's so easy to dwell in like subjective factors and get super emotional about it, which, to be fair, it is something that's pretty major. But I think for me, it was about taking away the subjective stuff and making it objective, because I kind of take it now as though, like, imagine you could put yourself outside of your body and give yourself advice. What would you say? And that's kind of been my way of going forward now, because the other way is just kind of like, okay, this is too emotional, when it doesn't necessarily have to be. It's something you just need to progress with.
Yeah. And you're still laughing at me.
No, I'm just ready for the question.
And with that, when you're doing your rehab and you're kind of away from the team, is that how you've dealt with like that isolation, or what has helped you with that? I'm kind of someone who can definitely be introverted, but I can also be extroverted. So being isolated doesn't bother me, because I just love to put my head down and kind of grind. I think in this particular situation, I absolutely have to do that. When people kind of get more emotional about the situation than I am, that's when it kind of gets difficult, and it's like, okay, there's a bit too much empathy happening here, and I need you guys to step away. Just take it, CLOE.
I'm just like, everyone needs to calm down a little bit, okay? Because then I'm gonna get in my feels. But I think for me, it's been fine just put my head down and work, because I think that makes the time go by a little bit quicker, to be honest, because being around football is difficult.
100%. That's what I found with my injuries. Watching games was so hard.
It's definitely challenging.
Okay, who was your idol growing up?
Oh, my idol. Yeah, that's tricky.
Because did you really watch women's football growing up, or did you say you were watching men's?
Couldn't watch women's football. I loved, I'll say it in French and then I'll say it in English, because you're going to be...
Okay.
Thierry Henry. Do you know who that is?
No, sorry.
I don't even know how to say that in English. Henri.
There
you go.
Oh, okay.
So French, Thierry Henry. I was a big fan of him. Obviously, Arsenal player as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. In Canada, it was you wouldn't see women's football. The only women's football I ever seen in Canada was during the Olympics, which made it pretty cool to get to experience my own Olympics, because it was kind of a full circle moment. But I'd say he was he was definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah. He was a fullback, wasn't he? Joe. No. Am I wrong?
You're wrong.
Let's try again.
I'm going to need you to do more research.
Should I cut this out?
No. I'm going to need you to do
I don't know football knowledge.
more research.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
Go ahead.
Speaking of the Olympics,
Yes.
we have some very interesting chat there, don't we?
You do. You don't have a chat with me. Don't even look at me, okay?
Okay. Firstly, how was it to score against New Zealand?
Yeah, it was great. No, it was kind of fun because we were honestly at our camp. We were like in rough conditions. Like we didn't know what was gonna happen next. People were exhausted. People weren't eating. Like it was such a challenging time.
Really?
Oh my god.
For
yeah.
context, Canada spied on our training session.
I don't like how you're pointing at me. I don't like how you're pointing
Someone
at me about
in the
this.
staff,
Okay.
not Chloe.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah.
Let's carry on, sorry.
Yeah. So I think it was good to kind of get that goal and just feel like we could breathe again almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely wasn't our best game.
No.
But
Going 1-0 down against New Zealand.
yeah, I do recall. Thank you, Macy.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no worries.
I came on and then
Wasn't gonna say anything, but hey. No, I'm just kidding.
And then how was the rest of the Olympics for you and like the experience and
Yeah. It was I haven't reflected on this in a while. After the Olympics there was a bunch of questions, but now it's been a little bit of time. It was definitely not how I envisioned the Olympics. I mean, coming in, that's not something I could have ever prepared for. Nor was it something that I wanted to happen, of course. But I think what was really cool to see was our team was able to kind of like lock down and just stay within the players and kind of focus mentally on something that we were never able to prepare for, and we were able to kind of level up mentally. Because the reality was we didn't know what was going to happen. Every night we were getting more news. We never knew what was going to happen. We didn't know if we were going to get disqualified. And when you train for something your whole life and then it can be taken away by someone doing a certain action that of course shouldn't be done, it's brutal. Like it's honestly brutal because some people, you only get one Olympic, some people get 0 Olympics. But having one Olympic and just it being taken away by something that you couldn't control, it's brutal to have to like think about, especially as you're possibly going to compete the next day. Who knows?
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Do you think it kind of brought your team together in a way, or?
Yeah, for sure. I think especially kind of some people had to open up and we had to find ways to be able to compete at the highest level whilst going through something that we couldn't mentally prepare for, because as athletes, right, that's kind of what we pride ourselves on, is being prepared for big moments, high pressure moments, but that's not something that you can ever prepare for. Okay, nor should you want to or have to.
Yep, big wild card. Okay, thank you for sharing.
No problem, Macy.
Okay, we have this bit, I say we, I'm like kind of the only one on this podcast. We have this thing where we like to tell scary story times. So anything, you don't have to name names, or just like a moment in your professional career where people would just not realize that this happens in the women's game, or anything you'd like to share in that area.
Are you going to share something? I have to think about this.
I can share something.
Yeah, give me like an example.
Just like arriving at a location the night before a game at like 11 p.m.
Yeah, not great. I think last year when Canada played the US in the Gold Cup, did you see that game?
No.
We played like in a swimming pool.
Really?
Oh my gosh, you kick the ball, it goes maybe, if I hit it as hard as I can, it's going to end up there.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
like, how is this possible? Like, why isn't this game being rescheduled? Yeah, I think a lot of times the conditions we play in, it's just unbelievable. And it's something that would never happen in the men's games, just because people don't want to reschedule and have to kind of recycle the event and have to, of course, pay a bit more money. But at the end of the day, it's dangerous. You know what I mean? There's going to be injuries.
And like, these are the best women's professional players in the world. And
we're swimming. We're playing water polo.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Thank you.
You're
okay.
welcome.
Now for the fans.
for the fans.
Can you give us a day in your life? A day in Chloe Lacasse's life?
Am I in season?
Just
or
a
I'm not in
random day.
season?
Yeah,
I'm
you
in
can do like
season.
yesterday or.
Yesterday wasn't great.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Okay, so do we need exact times or we're just kind of
No,
winging
you
it?
can just.
So I wake up,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully. um, then I make a big pot of coffee. I make a smoothie with all my little special spices, we'll say.
Oh,
They're not spices. It's like collagen and protein, whatever.
nice. Yeah.
Okay, check mark, check mark. We do skincare.
Love it.
Yeah, then we go to the facilities. And then I eat breakfast. Again, why I eat breakfast? I kind of just sit there and... Have you seen my breakfast?
No.
Okay. I eat like...
Tomorrow, look.
Okay, like a little thing of scrambled egg. Then what do we do? Well, with my current condition, I do a little prehab. When I say a little prehab, I mean like 30 exercises deep. Okay. And now we're running, so that's exciting. We do a little bit of running. Yes. After, what do we do? Then we do more stuff in the gym. Then we do a long list of 30 plus exercises of gym work. Getting really strong.
Awesome.
What do we do after, Macy? Then we eat lunch.
Yep.
Then I go home. Or I go grab a coffee with someone. I like doing that around 2 normally. Then I really like to Swiffer my house most days.
Swiffer?
Swiffer.
Is that like a vacuum?
No. Big fan of Swiffer, okay?
What is that?
It's not a mop, but it's like this thing that
You're clean freak.
you see that? The Swiffer will take care of that, okay?
Stop talking about
Sorry.
that.
Okay, so I Swiffer, because it's so easy. And then, what do I do after that? I eat dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Then I watch a bit of telly or I read a book. That's me.
Lovely. You got a favorite book?
No,
You don't have a favorite book?
I do not.
What type of books do you read?
All kinds.
Do you read any self-help books?
What?
Self-help books?
Sometimes, yeah.
Have you read The Power Now?
Nope.
Favorite book? Go read it.
There you go. Macy's favorite book. No, I like all genres. Every one of them. Big reader, actually.
Favorite show?
I don't think I have a favorite show.
How do you not have
Just
favorites?
you don't need to have a favorite, you know?
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to judge you on that.
Cool, thanks.
Favorite podcast?
Definitely this one. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, this has to be it.
Okay. So my first guest left you a question.
Oh,
Wait, did you actually have a favorite podcast you wanted to share or?
no.
Okay.
This one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maya left you a question, my first guest,
Thanks, Maya.
legend. What do you think is instrumental for the women's game to reach that next step?
I definitely think we're taking the right strides forward, but you still see things like pitches that are total crap, things like that. I think we need to kind of continue marketing, continue investing like we are right now to kind of to continue our stride. I'd say marketing, honestly. And just having that mutual respect that we have for the men's game. Because at the end of the day, they are different, but they need to mutually respect each other.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And if you could tell your younger self anything, cliche question, I knew you were going to laugh.
Yeah, it is.
What would it be?
Younger Chloe. I don't know, man. She was a little troublemaker.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I think if I speak to any kids, I think it's just take risks. I think a lot of times when you're younger, you just kind of want to please coaches, you want to please teachers, parents.
So true.
But just have fun and take risks when you can. That's how you get better.
Yeah, I love that. I was thinking about that the other day and how I kind of grew up like a teacher's pet, and I think it's still like ingrained in me now. Like I'm trying to do everything so right when sometimes you just need to trust your gut.
Yeah, it's just programmed in you.
Yeah.
No, I think that would be the most helpful advice.
Yeah. And would you kindly leave a question for the next guest?
Why didn't you warn me about this?
So, I think I did actually.
You didn't.
Okay.
Definitely did not. Does it have to be football related?
No, you can ask them anything. It's the world's your oyster, really.
Oh man. What would my next question be? Okay. When you're hit with adversity, what's your first instinct?
Okay. Would you mind answering that for the audience?
No, that's for my next guest.
No, you have to
When I say
answer it.
mine, I mean yours. No, you asked me to leave a question.
You're not gonna answer it.
I am now the host. Why don't you answer it?
When I'm hit with adversity,
What do you instinctively think to do?
well, if it's coming from like another person, I would automatically think why, like what's their reasoning behind this, and like try and get, like try and see why it's happening, and if I can understand that.
So you see it like on an exterior lens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then also another thing is like trying to find the good in that situation, what I could get out of that situation. But if it's just total like BS, then you obviously want to find like a meet in the middle kind of.
Yeah.
That's my answer. You got anything?
Lovely answer from our guest Macy. No, I'm leaving the question, Macy.
Okay.
I'm not answering
Okay,
it.
you can leave the question.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you would want to any young girls listening that are kind of trying to make it in football or any sport, to be honest? Like anything you'd say to them, give them advice?
Yeah, I think in today's age, what's going on in women's soccer is just exploding, and there's opportunities for so many different types of profiles. So I think, just know your worth, and when you go into challenges, put your head down and work.
Love it.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. You are a legend and one of my idols, so.
Oh man, Macy, girl, you don't
gonna
make
cry.
me. This is, I think this is making me uncomfortable.